It's the first E3 since we made a major organizational shift at Microsoft. With Gears of War, we're delivering the most powerful high-definition gaming experience to date.
It's your 6 minutes, so use it the way you want to use it.
Couldn't be more excited to be here because we're delivering the next generation of gaming right here and right now.
14 years building up to this moment since I started doing this. I know.
I started the company in 1991, and it was just myself working in my parents' basement. I never really expected to be this successful when I went into game development. I'm not a good manager of people.
I've got all this built-up anxiety and anger, and I can't yell at anybody because everybody's working hard.
Mike is a good manager of people.
Microsoft is really staked on this game. This is their killer app for the holiday for Xbox 360. Rod is a walking HR violation.
Come here and let me crush you with the heel of my boot.
Yeah, I'm used to having to pay for that.
It's a game that's built around cinematic experiences and really getting immersed into the story of a game.
Cliffy is a media whore, and he loves it.
I want to be on the TV!
My girlfriend's name is Chantel, and I'm 31 and she's 19. You know, it's funny because when we first started dating, everybody started making a big deal about it, you know, that there's some sort of big age gap. But, you know, I think she's an old 19 and I'm a young 31, and I think we kind of hit this nice sweet spot in the middle. The game is kind of a combination of the best elements of a tactical shooter with the cooler parts of a survival horror game.
Are you afraid
Of the dark.
I lose sleep over this game every night, thinking about how it controls, thinking about the pacing of it, thinking about how strong the enemies are. This is the company's baby, it's my baby, and we're betting the farm on it. Years ago, I wanted to see a gun with a chainsaw on it to me, right? Like a futuristic version of a bayonet. Chainsaw with a gun? Now that sounds like a chocolate and a peanut butter type situation, right?
Oh, it helps you cock the weapon first. See, you're actually accurate. Oh, damn!
It's a big old family. We go out, we go drinking a fair amount. We go shooting quite a bit.
Pretty bad.
Basketball, that kind of stuff. We play video games all the time. And basically, it's about hopefully getting a little bit of exercise and getting rid of some stress.
Oh, right across the chest.
Do you realize I'm sacrificing any life I have to sit here and help you guys, and yet you shoot foam darts at me as if my life needs that excitement?
My name is Laura Fryer, and I'm an executive producer at Microsoft. My job is to really help make sure that all of the groups working on Gears of War are well coordinated. So I manage the relationship with Epic. We've had a lot of back and forth with Epic. I think we have a pretty good approval. The only big issue still outstanding is Rod and Epic still want the chainsaw. So I'm going to work on that.
We'll manage that. I think we can manage through it.
E3 is our biggest milestone right now, and it's kind of getting ridiculously close. So that's scary.
A number of folks from Microsoft came out to sell us on how they're going to market the hell out of this game. Microsoft has never slung their weight this much behind a new IP that they do not own, and they're taking this very, very seriously. Microsoft has one punch to throw before the juggernaut of the PlayStation 3 launches, and Gears is that punch. I have never been fully satisfied in my entire 14-year career with any publisher's job marketing any product I've worked on.
So as we all know, Gears of War is currently like the #1 anticipated title for 2006.
We thought it would be really interesting. The military's got these little directional speakers that they've actually been dropping in places like Iraq. So imagine you're standing on the platform of a subway station in, let's New York City or the Tube or whatever, and we just make sounds come out of the subway tunnel.
That's brilliant. Yeah, that's awesome.
They came in with giant nuts, and they swung for the fences. I mean, they called it out like the Babe. I mean, it was unbelievable. They're going to be putting ads in subways that animate. They're going to put a 150-foot by 40-foot banner on the side of the LA Convention Center.
Thanks, guys. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
E3 is the damn Super Bowl of the video game industry.
All of the retail buyers and developers and the publishers and the press go to E3 and they look for the best games.
It is ground zero for what is going to be released over the next year.
My biggest concerns going into E3 are really more around our ability to get everything ready.
There's some things that are open issues that we just need to get decisions on, because I think multiplayer's got a ton of work to be done. Co-op wasn't functional as of 1 a.m. last night, and single player, there's some stuff we want to do in terms of VO and things like that Nash is resistant against, that we need to make that decision, make that stuff happen in the next 4 hours. My biggest concerns leading up to E3, well, getting the demo done.
So we're going to have about 800 press go through this, and they're going to expect something that is ready to ship, right? I mean, I'd hate for everybody to say it was beautiful, but it really was lacking polish. And
I think my job is on the line for Epic Games if we don't do well at this show.
Just for me, seeing people SWAT turning around and executing people down, who are down but not out, and then the dynamic of that, and you get one journalist chainsawing one of his buddy journalists. I mean, they're gonna just love it. I think going into E3, we can't screw this up. E3 is coming faster and faster. It seems like time is accelerating at this point. Still a number of things that just are not done. Dude, your guys are way too big. That is clearly like a C cup or bigger. Looks like it was made by like a horny 15-year-old, and we're trying to be a little bit more mature than that. On a periodic basis, it's very necessary for everybody to be very hands-on with the game. So we have our play tests where people go down to the test lab and beat the hell out of the game.
Getting you out. Here, put this on. You'll need it.
This is good. I get to practice. I don't see a chainsaw. Is that in?
No, it's all content.
I didn't notice that before.
Crashed again.
Explosion froze.
Oh!
We could have worse problems right now. I will be on stage in front of thousands of journalists and buyers. So you ask me if there's any pressure? Just a little bit.
You need more bars.
Yeah, they need more bars. You need more guard towers, more cell blocks.
It seemed like every time you're fighting the Locust, you're just fighting them head on.
It's not scary at all.
The fear criticism is a valid concern, and I think that'll come through ultimately when it's polished in the end, because at the beginning you start off and you're trapped in solitary confinement. And then we're going to end with the large monster type moment. From the get-go, I've wanted to make a game that has horror elements in it, as well as military themes, right? And we're not doing as good as we could.
Yeah, we took Aaron.
No, I'm not.
So did you see the chainsaw? Did you see it? Did you see it?
No.
Chainsaw.
When are we going to see it in the level, though?
Well, it doesn't just get hooked up in a level. It just gets hooked up in the game, dude.
So you feel ready for E3, Cliff?
No, I'm horrified.
Yep. You're about to be.
I just got paused.
Good start. Hopefully we're all in.
Was that it?
I think they dropped in the chainsaw again, and I think it was the chainsaw blood spray that you were seeing. We'll just say a gratuitous amount of blood.
It is vitally important that that one gets fixed.
Yeah, I suspect that one will be fixed. We'll get that one logged in as soon as we get back, because like they said, Epic feels that the chainsaw is a good representation of what Gears kind of represents.
You guys want to help me move?
I mean, how many boxes are there?
10. That's it? Yeah. Taking personal time when you're in the middle of crunch is very, very difficult. I don't have that much, honestly. It's like I have these boxes that are like this big, and they're a little clunky, and they're not incredibly heavy, but it's just like if two people carry it, it's super easy.
So, what furniture is rental and what's yours?
I don't need to bring any of this. Yeah. In fact, you want some of it?
Chantel and I broke up. So I'm responsible for designing what is going to be the hit game of the year for Microsoft, presenting it. I'm also in the process of moving into a condominium, dealing with a relationship, and I don't know what's going to happen after E3, but right now we're cooling